Let's get into this month's Azure haul. I have something to show you. I really thought out some of these items before I purchased them, and I need to share with you how we're going to store them and use them. Won't you join me today? Welcome to Modern Homestead Alaska. We are Erin and Jessica Milnes. We are building a modern homestead outside of Wasilla, Alaska, with the help of 3 of our children. Our second son, Caleb, our daughter, Cody Ann, and the youngest of our family, Wyatt, along with our 3 dogs, Tipper and Daisy, and the newest addition, Roberto. The first items I'm going to share with you is some more cleaning materials. If you remember a few videos back, I had gotten this bottle of the all-purpose Azure cleaner. In fact, I loved this so much. It is unscented. I know that a lot of their cleaners, you can get maybe a ylang-ylang, you can get, maybe they have lavender or a lemon, whatever the case is, if you like a little bit of scent. However, I had gotten the unscented. This literally smells like nothing. The reason I really believe and feel like it is working is it does cut the grease really well on things like the stove, the kitchen sink. We have just been using it all over the house. It does really well on the trim, the doors, you name it. I was super impressed with this, and I had only tried this out before I could even record the video. I knew I was running low on it. And before I could record it, Wyatt opened the new one. So we went ahead and got the whole gallon of it, and he refilled the bottle for me. So I don't need another spray bottle. I went ahead and got the gallon, which is the refill. So 10 out of 10, I would recommend this. I'm using it in my house. I love the unscented. It just feels better to me, especially like in the kitchen. I don't always want my kitchen to smell like a burst of flour or something synthetic, something like that. The other thing that we've already popped open and have used is the floor cleaner. I have a cleaner for the floor that does either carpets or hardwood or whatever. I popped open this floor cleaner, used it this past weekend. It did excellent, no complaints whatsoever. So again, I'm gonna recommend that. The reason I got that floor cleaner is because I had already gotten the carpet cleaning solution and used that with dogs and children and life in Alaska. It gets extremely dirty around here. I was impressed with the way the carpet cleaner works, so I thought I would branch out and try the floor cleaner. Now, something that is a little bit scented, and my children used a whole bottle of this. I'm gonna recommend this again. This goes in your laundry. It's the stain and odor eliminator. Do you have someone or yourself that has really stinky clothes for work reasons, school sports, so on? We certainly do. We have a couple of construction workers in our house, and we definitely have a teenage boy that plays a ton of sports. Wrestling is one of the worst. It is so sweaty. Their gear is so bad. So is football. We are now on to baseball. We just finished basketball season, so on. This is working in the laundry. The other thing is, I have my kids for current reasons. They're doing all of their own laundry, and if they have left something a little too long, kind of got that mildew scent, and we need to rerun the washer a little bit, they have put a little bit of this in those situations, and it is eliminating kind of that must and mildew smell that you can get if you leave your stuff in the washer too long. Let me scoot these out of the way and show you what we have here and how we're gonna use it. Okay, so if you can kind of see everything, the angle is a little bit weird because I have so much weight on this chair. I don't want to put it on my tabletop and cause my top to tip over. If you have followed any of my pantry videos where we have a laundry room, you'll see containers like this in the laundry room. I have been diligently trying to switch over to some better things. So today we've used up the fabric softener. It's obviously gone. I'm gonna wash this container and we're gonna just switch out to using white vinegar as our laundry softener. But this one had some OxiClean type of powder in it. And then these are where our dry laundry soap is. And I have one of these in both of the laundry rooms. I had to work these items out a little bit in my head of how am I gonna store them? How am I gonna store the overflow? Because my pantry and my closet are not designed for another 5-gallon bucket of laundry soap. So what I worked out was, oh my gosh, Jessica, you already have these containers that you refill. I can just store these, whether it's the basement or the garage or whatever. So what this is an identical product to OxiClean, but I was able to get a very large quantity of it for less per pound or ounce. Let's see, fragrance-free, net weight. This is a 50-pound box of OxiClean. It will get put into like a container like this, or a 1/2-gallon mason jar or something like that. And then we use this a lot for cleaning our bathtubs, not just laundry. If you will take this, now hear me on this. If you will take this, because we have so much iron in our water, even though we have a 3-step filter system and all of that, it still turns our beautiful white grout red. If you will take this with a little bit of water and make a paste and then just kind of smear it along, it doesn't eat up all of like your caulking and those sort of things, but this will eat up that orange that is in your shower. So we went with a 50-pound box of that. I'm excited. It's gonna be easy. I have figured out how to store it. Underneath here is a 50-pound box, or 50 pounds, let me see, no, 45-pound, 5-gallon bucket of dry laundry. So it has the lid, it has the bucket. I can store this wherever. It's not gonna get wet and clumpy. And then as needed, we will just refill into the things we already have in our laundry room. So I hope all that makes sense. Let's talk about what else we got today. All right, we're gonna work together. I have to show you. I literally had to pull it up to prove it to you. So I'm on a little tangent here to show you one of the items I got and that I'm super excited about. For me, I do bee pollen in my coffee and my tea. I was getting my bee pollen from the same company that sends, this is 1 gallon, and they send it in this, which is a lot less shipping or whatever, and it comes from Hawaii. It's called AT&S. Well, they are out of bee pollen, and so when my mom actually did this as a gift for me, when they were out of bee pollen, she went on and found another Hawaiian company that sells bee pollen. In the process, she sent me this, and I kid you not, it is 3 ounces, can you see that? Of this white honey, and this jar, before shipping and taxes and everything, is $9. This tiny little jar of honey. Well, I had never seen it on Azure before, and I don't know if it's new or how on earth I could have missed it, because at this point I should have either a jar or a giant amount of their honey. We're gonna open this together and taste test it because I'm so excited about this honey that I got. So I'm just gonna cop a squat and open the container. So this says pure Canadian honey, River Bend Colony Box 100, Careberry, Carberry in MB, Canada. So this is 10 pounds. I paid $70 for 10 pounds. So see, that is, look at that, that's a beautiful white. And the thing with this honey, I'll get a second spoon, is their textures are obviously a little bit different. This honey tastes like nougat, like the middle of a candy bar. It is so, like the texture is like something you can't even explain. So I'm so excited to see how this compares. Clean spoon, because obviously honey doesn't go bad. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna get you in here. Look at the texture of that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, we're taste testing honey on Azure order today. The texture is a little bit thicker. Has a little brighter, more like a depth of honey flavor. It's not quite as light in flavor as this is. I can tell you this rare honey, if you are like a honey extraordinaire, I use honey multiple times every day. I put it in my tea, so on. I do have it here. I'm pulling it up. If you're not looking to spend a lot of money, this, if I had never tried that, 100%, this is an excellent, excellent, excellent. So here's what it's called under Azure. Azure Market Honey, white, wildflower, raw, spreadable, 10 pounds. This was $70.04. You guys, there's something just so different about this honey. I can't tell you, like, I'll use the back of this spoon, but because it's spreadable, like you can put this on like sandwiches and stuff. You see that? It's just to die for. So do we thank my mom for putting me on to one of the most rare honeys, award-winning, incredible, because it just cost me $70 to have this incredible bucket of honey. But just, you know, I wanted to kind of show you all that. I did have on my list with Azure their bee pollen, because their bee pollen is also cheaper than any of these other ones that I'm having shipped in. It did not ship, so I didn't get the bee pollen in the order. But I'll go ahead and pop that on next month's list, because I do go through so much bee pollen for health and gut health, and you can do the research yourself. So I want to share that. Let's move on to the rest of this order. So good. Okay, let me just tackle the odd things. So we did the honey. Next thing, this, I went back and forth a few times, and then really I've been kind of looking at our medical supplies, meaning first aid and those sort of things. And then somehow I ended up down a hole on activated charcoal. And this can be really good for a daily use. I used to do kind of a juice cleanse after I first had all my treatments, trying to cleanse all those different heavy antibiotics and medications and steroids and stuff out of my body. And one of the cleanses had activated charcoal in it. This, they say you can use on a daily basis. None of this I'm telling you to do. I'm just sharing with you what we got. But the other thing is having this on hand for dogs and people in the event someone has ate something, you've had someone be food poisoning. There's a lot of like pills and medications. If you were to drop that and your dog get it, it can really hurt or kill your dog. So this, I'm just saying, talk to your doctor, do your own on that, but that is something we were able to get through Azure. So the other thing is I got 2 of these 10-pound bags of oyster shell. What is going on? I have had a heck of a time getting oyster shell up here as of recently, and because not only do we have all of our chickens, they're really picking up laying here in the spring, and so this is gonna last super long, having 20 pounds of it now, but it is better to have it stocked up than not be able to get it when you need it, or maybe they've slowed down. Now I do know I can feed my chickens back their shells. Aaron is a firm believer in not doing that, and then we have people that are firm believers in doing it. Crush them, do your own research. We just don't feed ours back. However, I would 100%. If I couldn't get the oyster shell, I would feed my chickens back their shells, because their health above the potential risk is what matters. So let's move on to the last section. I have shared with you lots of times that the ways in which we do our orders, the ways in which I do my pantry and my shopping is by section. And then not only do I group things in really large sections such as baking or everyday spices, those sort of things, there's then subcategories obviously in each section, whether it be, as an example, chocolates, white chocolate, dark chocolate, semi-sweet, sweet chocolate. All of the different cocos and so on can all be kind of a subsection in my baking cabinet. This is an area, I have a few of these items, and I wanted to kind of compare Azure to maybe another brand that I had gotten, but this was a subsection that I lacked several of these items in my pantry. However, they are not something that I use or need so frequently, so often, that I would devote original funds. And by original funds, we're talking about when we are building our pantry. When flour and sugar and baking powder and baking soda and all those things were more important than the more minute ingredients. So these are some of those minute ingredients, but let's talk about it. So excited. I want to make a raspberry poppy seed scone this week. Roberta wants to follow the neighbor boys came to visit me, so if you hear the dog crying, they left on their bicycle and he didn't get to chase them, so he's still crying at me over it. So black poppy seeds. We obviously went to the seed section. I didn't buy nuts because I have tons of nuts already stored up either in the freezer or the pantry, but these are a bunch of seeds that can expand our baking, if you will. These are white sesame seeds, making our own buns coming up, delicious. The next is a raw sunflower seed. Next, we got some more flaxseed. Now this you do know that we buy, and we put that in our oatmeals, our baked oatmeals, all sorts of other delicious things, as well as the black chia seeds. So these are just replace what we've used. Ooh, come back to mama. Okay, brown sesame seeds. The pumpkin seeds, I snack on these a lot, throw these in a lot of salads when I'm on Whole30. We ate through several packs of these that I had gotten at the normal grocery store, and so I wanted to see how Azure's compare to the normal grocery store, so I just went with the 1 pound bag. We'll check them out, see which brands I like the best. Then this is another pumpkin seed. This is a raw imported pumpkin seed. And this is a dry, roasted, and salted pumpkin seed. And then lastly is some hemp hearts. We got a different brand from Three Bears, which means it might, Berto, stop. Stop it. It might be Costco's. Let's hope. My camera just totally shut off, died on me. I don't know what happened, but let's hope I don't have to record that. But the hemp parts, we're just gonna use these in comparison to the other. The last and final item is just this 50-pound bag of sea salt. Welcome to the world of technology. I guess my camera is deciding I'm not making a video, or at least trying to finish one out. With all of that, last item, 50-pound bag of sea salt. In my last order, they had actually shipped it, the forklift had hit it and salt went everywhere, and so it was a total loss. Azure refunded the money, but I had already deemed that money to go towards this 50-pound bag of sea salt, and so that's what we did. That is one of the best parts of dealing with Azure, is when there is an issue, they are quick to correct it. I could not recommend them more. With all of this said, I sure hope you enjoyed my Azure haul. If I am the reason that you have found Azure or you're convinced to order from them for the very first time, would you do me a favor and go in the description box? Get this wonderful program that no matter who you are, if you share Azure and a friend or family or someone in your situation orders $100 from them for the very first time, they give you $25. So basically, we all get a code once we've ordered from Azure, and anyone we share that code with, if they order the $100, we get $25. It does sure help my family out to order things like this that I couldn't get otherwise here in the state of Alaska. Being able to get good, amazing, organic things for my family at a lower dollar amount is super important to me. So would you please consider using my code if I'm how you found Azure. With all of that, I do thank you for joining me today's video. Sorry, we've had so many technical difficulties and life as it goes, but I wouldn't have it any other way. In every video, I look for a gratitude, and for personal reasons, I'm just gonna say I'm super grateful for my husband today. He is a wonderful man, and I just couldn't do this life without him. With that, what is your gratitude? Let me know in the comment section below. With all of that, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, you'll get notifications, thumbs up, and comments. They all help our channel to grow. Like, subscribe, share the video, friends and family, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.